Welcome to the Grid. Today we're going to be exploring the Printers Row neighborhood. And honestly, the easiest way to get here is either by walking or biking over here because Printers Row is so close to the loop. Let's get started. Okay, so Printers Row isn't that large. Geographically, it's pretty small. But what's unique about it is that it's this little enclave, this oasis inside of the bustling city. So it's this reprieve from all of the city life. You have this quiet, tree-lined residential micro-community within a larger neighborhood of the South Loop. But even though there's not a ton of ground to cover, I still want to start my day off right with some coffee and breakfast over at Meli's. This is where I'm starting my day. I'm exploring Printers Row today, but I'm gonna have a nice breakfast. I'm gonna have a coffee.
And then we'll see. Absolutely.
And then that way I can fortify myself for my little visit.
To Printers Row.
Okay, thank you, Yanni.
You're very welcome.
This is delicious. He made this himself.
I made this myself, yes.
3 locations. You have one, the original one in Greektown.
The original in Greektown. The other one is River North, Wells and Grand. And the third one is Congress and Dearborn.
Okay, so you are on Printers Row.
On Printers Row, the original Printers Row.
Which is a beautiful location.
It's probably one of the most beautiful areas in the city.
What's your favorite breakfast at Meli's?
We have a sandwich that we call Jim's Garage. 2 eggs scrambled on a brioche bun with chipotle aioli and pork shoulder bacon meat.
And you do breakfast all day?
We do breakfast all day.
I love Meli's because they have the fluffiest omelets. And anytime I'm near one, I love
Gee, I know you came here for the omelets and you love them dearly, but I want you to try this new feature that we're doing for summer. It's called the chicken and donut. So it's a twist on our chicken and waffle. So we have chicken on top of our 4 glazed donuts, all house made, and it's topped with our house made bacon marmalade.
Oh wow, that's good.
Okay. Now you gotta try the chicken and the bacon marmalade now.
I'm just using my fingers. Don't yell at me. Oh my God. Jim?
Gee,
Were you expecting me?
I had that feeling you were going to be around.
Yay, because I've got some questions about Printers Row.
Awesome, sit, let's talk.
Okay.
I've watched it grow from nothing to something, and it's one of the most amazing neighborhoods in Chicago. Very much residential. What I like about it is a lot of the buildings have been kept historic and landmarks.
The thing that's cool about Printers Row to me is that it's right in the heart of everything downtown, but it feels so secluded and private.
Isn't it quiet here?
Yeah.
Do you really feel like you're in the middle of the city? I mean,
No,
the park,
I don't.
the quiet old buildings, trees.
What do you consider the borders of Printers
The
Row?
boundaries?
Yeah.
From Wells, Congress, Wells, Polk, and probably State. That
Okay.
would be all of it.
What type of person lives in Printers Row?
There's a lot of professionals and a lot of families, more than you would think being in the
Really?
city. Yeah, we have some of the top schools from CPS and charter schools here in the neighborhood, so it's really nice.
Okay, so we're in Printers Row, which means that we've got to stop by a bookstore, and this is the perfect one, Myers Bookstore. Let's go check it out.
My husband and I opened this store in 1982. It was pretty empty around here when we opened, but the neighborhood's always been so supportive, and we've just continued to grow over the years. We were both librarians. My husband was with the Chicago Public Library, and I was at the Law Library over at DePaul, but we always had dreamt of a bookstore, so we just did it.
I love that. And then were you nervous when you first moved in and everything was so empty?
Oh yeah, you have to be. My husband had a great eye. He believed that this neighborhood would develop and that we were just getting in on the ground floor. And it did. And we ate a lot of hot dogs for a while. This is one of the best books that came out last year. So it's now in paperback. Pachinko. Exit West is another really, really good one. You ask about local writers, a really good one is Lillian Bach's Fish Takes a Walk by Kathleen Rooney. So this is one of our best-selling books in praise of difficult women.
Are you trying to tell me something?
Don't take it personally.
So I'm headed over to SRO, which stands for Standing Room Only. I'm going to talk to the owner, Tom. I actually first found out about this place from news photographers, and they always know the best places to eat. Not only the best, but also really fast. SRO, the name SRO.
Standing room only, and the reason why we came up with the name is because when we first opened, we only had 12 seats. So we expanded in 1996, so now we have 55, I think like 50 interior seats and another 45 outside when we have our outdoor cafe. We have a big banner about the turkey burger. We are proud to say that in 25 years, we've never served a frozen piece of poultry, beef, or turkey. It's all fresh. So we accumulated a lot of the sports memorabilia, jerseys, a Bulls chair from the actual Bulls bench from the old Chicago Stadium. This wall is actually called a dasher board. It was, the Chicago Stadium was demoed before they built the United Center. My brother and I went in and we got a piece of this wall. It was actually 20 feet long. The dasher board is actually what separated the Blackhawks bench. So Blackhawks, for about 70 years, had leaned up against this wall. This separated the bench and the fans.
Well, Flaco's Tacos is really popular for its tacos and margaritas and for quick bites. There's also Hacks, which used to be Hackney's, but now it's just Hacks. And of course, new on the street is Gordo's, which is ice cream bars. I'm gonna try this pistachio. Okay, I want dark chocolate and then I want sprinkles. Whoa! Ooh. Very good. Okay, tell us a little bit about the history.
Well, this is in the Donahue building, the world famous printers. This was the first wooden building in Chicago. It's also the first sprinkled building in Chicago after the fire. In order to get the workers to stay around the buildings at that time, they put a tavern in first. And this was the first occupied space of the building as it was being built. The whole building was built in 4 months. So it's been a tavern since 1883. Casimir Wegler's opened it up as a tavern in 1974. I bought it from him. He's the original Casey.
Wow.
Now the interesting thing with that, he was from Poland, but he was actually born in the United States, went to Poland, was in a concentration camp, snuck across the waters, came back, and got started bootlegging with potato skin vodka. He decided he wanted to open a tavern, so he wanted to be Irish. So he named it Casey's. The rub is, in true Gaelic, there's no K in the alphabet, in the Irish alphabet. So his name is spelled with a C, Casimir, but he, in a traditional, typical Polish fashion, spelled it incorrectly with the K. My bar was the original bar, and the little bit of the back bar is original from the 1880s. We've sort of tweaked it up since then. My friends thought I was crazy to come. First off, no one's ever heard of the South Loop or Printers Row. No one ever thought of ever going south of Congress. And
really? People?
At that time, no. I mean, this was an abandoned neighborhood.
When did you realize that, oh wow, the tide is turning?
That would have been probably like in the mid-90s that I realized that this neighborhood was really, it was starting to, it was a neat place to be. People were actually not as scared to come south. The people that were slowly coming in, and as the buildings came online, it was like I was a genius to be here at the right time, but it was just pure blind luck that this was the only bar I could afford to buy if I was going to be in the bar business. I got to take it over on a pretty fair deal.
So a lot of these converted lofts and residences don't have balconies, so I'm hearing that a lot of the neighbors in the community just like gather together here on the square near the fountain and do a barbecue. And I think I see one right now. What the heck's going on over here? Like I walk by, I see this barbecue happening.
This is our little Neighbors Without Balconies party.
Neighbors Without Balconies.
Otherwise known as Sam and Pam Grilling. I think there's a Facebook page.
So Sam and Pam are the ones that started this.
They're the ones that started it.
Okay.
I saw this table and a grill and I'm like, let's buy it and we'll start grilling in the park. And that year, I did 72 consecutive days out here. I grilled every day for 72 days. And people started to notice in the neighborhood. People love it. They join in, they bring their meats, we grill them up.
The first year that we were out here, we did not have to go grocery shopping at all that summer because everybody literally came and brought. So it's really turned into a community thing.
To me, Printers Row feels like a separate little city. And you feel like you know everyone. You don't feel like you're in a big city. It's Chicago.
It's the neighbors. This is really a neighborhood.
You don't have a patio either.
Yeah, I have a patio. I'm on the 8th and
out! Get out! You have a patio! Clarence is a phony!
I brings barbecue wings.
You bring the wings?
Marinated wings.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
That's how you're getting into the
That's
club.
right. Terry brings lamb chops. He got more money than we do, so.
It's been just a community effort.